everybody show me their work. Does anyone want to offer to go first? I'll go first. I can infer that so far in the book, that they're poor because his mom said they cannot afford to get a dog, and he does not get a lot of allowance.
I agree with you because I do remember the story saying that, but I also do think they're not poor. They have enough to pay for their house. So
I can also infer that he lives in a 2-story house because it said that he walked upstairs, and you would have to have an upstairs to walk downstairs.
yes.
Okay, so why don't you go?
I think I can infer. Remember how we were inferring with the setting? I can actually infer because remember we were debating if it was fall or winter, like somewhere between there. I can actually infer that it's exactly winter time because normally. Because when the mom was remember how
Oh yeah, winter. But I don't. Well, he thinks that you know how the mom said out winter, even when she opened doors, even when it's winter. But a lot of weeks have gone by. Well, there was, because he said 2 weeks had gone by, and I think that maybe because it said that on the first page it said that there was a dog chained to a tree, and that it was October, and October is in fall, so I inferred that it was fall because October is in fall. So, but I can also say that you're right because a couple weeks have gone by since they've done that. That way, you want to go next, Elizabeth?
I kind of read that the story mostly takes place with the dog that was, because in the first part of the story, the dog, it took a lot of, it started talking a lot about the dog inside the story chained to a tree, so I can infer that mostly, it's mostly about the dog.
Yeah, that's all I have. Grace, you want to go?
I can infer that if the owners find out, they would be pretty mad, and because they do not sound like nice people, because the dog was probably inside, like I should say Raw was, and they were yelling. And when you take someone inside but you leave them outside, usually that usually means you're not taking them inside for a good reason.
Yeah.
I can also infer that the people who own the dog Raw are kind of poor, because if I was a rich person, I wouldn't really live in a house like that. And on the front cover, you see that it's kind of like
Run down.
Yeah, like run down and all that stuff. So I wouldn't infer that they're like rich people or anything. And they didn't even spend any money on yard work
Or feed their dog.
Yeah.
I agree and kind of disagree with you. I kind of disagree because it said that they were probably too lazy to care for it. But I do agree that they're not at all there, that they're not totally rich.
What about Wendy finding out about the dog?
I thought that Wendy was going to tell her, like whenever they found out that she was in the front of the door, I thought she was going to, after she started crying, I thought she was really going to tell, but she didn't. And I'm glad that they had I was glad that she didn't tell, because they would have to also lose Raw.
Yeah. I kind of also think that they should have been a little nicer to her because they could have gotten her not to cry and run off and had that chance that she was going to tell.
Yeah.
I agree with you then. But I also agree with her, but I think that since they said she's not able to keep a promise, you heard that foreshadowing and that you kind of knew that she might eventually tell. She might eventually tell.